Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session, which is all about shame. Shame is a really big topic, and thank you so much to everyone who suggested that I do this and do it as one of the live sessions. Shame is a big one, and it's big because it's an emotion that we often want to hide. We often want to suppress or ignore. And that's because shame can make us feel uncomfortable. It can make us feel embarrassed. It can make us feel vulnerable. So it's an emotion that we often want to suppress, ignore, and hide. And the problem is, like with any human emotion, when we suppress and ignore them, they only build and grow, especially shame, because shame loves it when we don't speak. It loves secrecy and it wants to kind of hide away. And actually, that's the worst thing that we can do. And like all emotions, shame has a spectrum. So in tapping, we use a number spectrum, so 0 to 10. And this really helps us just track how we're feeling. So some days your shame, or when you feel shame, it might be like a 2. Maybe it doesn't really bother you that much. Like it kind of, it brushes off, it goes quite quickly. But other days when you experience it, it might be a 10. That shame might be really, really hard, super tough, and feel almost crippling. Okay, so like all human emotions, shame has a spectrum. And when we are reacting to shame or when we're having that experience, it really does depend on our childhood experiences. Okay, like many things, it all goes back to childhood. Shame, in particular, is a really difficult one for children to process. And that's for a number of reasons. So, number one, a child's brain is nowhere near fully developed, especially their prefrontal cortex. So your prefrontal cortex actually isn't fully developed until you're 25 years old. It's a lot older than what most people think. So we often don't have the capacity to process shame, when we experience it. And the other reason why it's so difficult for children to process is because shame can make us feel like we've done something wrong or like we're flawed. It can make us feel embarrassed or like we're inadequate or like we are worthless. Okay, these are big things for children, to experience. And unlike guilt, so guilt is where we feel bad for something that we've done. Shame is feeling I am bad. Okay, it's really, really internal. So it's understandable for children to not really be able to process this big emotion or not necessarily be given the tools and techniques to process it when they experience it. And of course, it may be experienced in many different ways, whether that's through challenges, through physical abuse, through mental abuse, through loss, through anything that challenges you. And I'll give myself as a personal example. So when I was 7 years old, my dad very sadly took his own life. And of course, as a little girl, I thought, years old, my dad very sadly took his own life. And of course, as a little girl, I thought it was my fault. I thought I had done something wrong. I thought I'd made a mistake. I thought I'd said the wrong thing. I thought I was flawed. Of course, I wasn't able to understand mental health and why people kill themselves. But luckily, as an adult and having done over 10 years now of deep work and therapy, I can fully understand that no child is responsible for their parents' mental health. And I know that it wasn't my fault. But you can see that as a kid, of course, I believed that to be true. And then, of course, when I experienced that, I didn't want to tell lots of people because you do feel embarrassed. And so we hide things away, but then they only grow. And sometimes if you're not quite sure maybe where your shame might have come from, or where, or when you kind of why you're experiencing it, just tune in to when you have a reaction or when you feel shame. And sometimes, not sometimes, really all the times, it will have a link to the past. So I'll give myself as an example. So if I feel like I've done something wrong or I've said the wrong thing, I can go into what I call a shame spiral. Okay, and a shame spiral is, hopefully you guys all kind of understand this at home, is when you feel shame and then you start to think those negative thoughts, and then they start to build, then you start to catastrophize, and then before you know it, the world is ending. Okay, that's what a shame spiral is. And we really experience these anytime we've been triggered by something. So that can be my shame trigger, if I feel like I've done something wrong or I've said the wrong thing. Now, of course, I have done a lot of work on this and I know where it came from, so it doesn't always trigger me at all. But when it does, I am able to quite quickly understand where it came from, and most importantly, show myself self-compassion. This is really important with shame, because the antidote to shame is empathy. Shame cannot survive when you show yourself self-compassion and loving kindness. And that's exactly what you're going to do today. So take a minute to get yourself comfortable. Wherever you are, just place both feet flat on the floor. This just helps to kind of ground your energy. Then place one hand on your heart center and close down your eyes. And then with your eyes gently closed, I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath, breathing in through your nose and then letting go through your mouth. And then I want you to bring your breath to a gentle rise and fall. As you gently tune in to shame and how strongly you're feeling shame in this moment. So 0 to 10. How strong is your shame just in this moment? 0 to 10. And remember, with no judgment, just a gentle curiosity. Where would your number be now on shame? And then gently begin to open your eyes, and we'll start to do some tapping together. I have designed a script for you guys, and actually thank you so much for everyone that gave me some more explanation about how you experience shame, because I know exactly, of course, how I've experienced it, but everyone kind of experienced it differently. So if I'm looking down, that's because I've designed this script using your language. So thank you so much for everyone that got in contact. So tapping on your karate chop, remember that's the side part of your non-dominant hand. I want you to repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling all of this shame, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though I've carried this shame for a long time now, that's okay. I'm a human being. And even though I'm feeling some shame right now, I love my body. I love my mind. I'm open to the possibility of processing my shame today. And then moving to the inner eyebrow point, gently close down your eyes and I'll guide you through this shame. Outer eyebrow that I hold in my body and mind. Underneath the eye, this shame. Underneath the nose is exhausting to carry. Underneath the mouth, I've hidden it for so long now. Tapping on the chest, it makes me question who I am. Underneath the arm, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. Tapping on the head, it makes me feel like I'm bad. Inner eyebrow, it makes me feel like I'm flawed. Outer eyebrow, it makes me feel unworthy. Underneath the eye, it makes me feel embarrassed. Underneath the nose, it makes me feel less than. Underneath the mouth, I feel like I've done something wrong. Tapping on the chest, it's probably the first time I've spoken about this shame. Underneath the arm, I've suppressed it for so long. Tap on the head, I'm finally open to the possibility. Inner eyebrow of processing my shame today. Outer eyebrow, how else does it make me feel? Underneath the eye, how does shame make me feel? Underneath the nose, such a weight on my shoulders. Underneath the mouth, I've carried it for so long now. Tapping on the chest, I realize now. Underneath the arm, shame is a normal human emotion. Tapping on the head, and it's about time I allowed it to be free. Place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in and then letting go. With your palms facing up, gently tune in firstly to how your body feels in this moment. And if you really notice that there's a particular area of your body that you're holding your shame, then breathe deeply into that part of your body. And then gently tune in to your number. Where would your number be on shame just in this moment? As you finally, and probably for the first time, give yourself permission for it to be free. And then gently open your eyes, and we're going to do another round. Even though I'm still feeling some shame, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though I've been carrying this shame for a long time now, I'm open to the possibility of letting it be free. And even though I'm still feeling a bit of shame today. I love my body. I love my mind. I am not flawed. Moving to the inner eyebrow point, gently closing down the eyes. Repeat after me. This shame, outer eyebrow, is exhausting to carry. Underneath the eye, what person or situation gave it to me? Underneath the nose, where did this shame come from? Underneath the mouth, what person or situation gave this to me? Tapping on the chest, I'm really curious. Underneath the arm, I haven't spoken about it for so long. Tapping on the head, so this shame has built and grown. Inner eyebrow, and I'm now exhausted. Outer eyebrow, it feels really good to talk about it. Underneath the eye, to give a voice to this normal human emotion. Underneath the nose, and I'm open to the possibility underneath the mouth of giving this shame back. Tapping on the chest, because it's not mine to keep. Underneath the arm, I'm not flawed. Tapping on the head, I'm not bad. Inner eyebrow, I'm not worthless. Outer eyebrow, I'm not inadequate. Underneath the eye, it wasn't my fault. Underneath the nose, so I wonder if. Underneath the mouth, just in this moment. Tapping on the chest, I can give this shame back. Underneath the arm, I choose to be free. Tapping on the head, I choose to be free. As I finally give my shame a voice. Okay, place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes, deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in and letting go. Then once again, just tuning in to how your body feels in this moment. And then gently tuning in to how you feel in this moment. Where is your number on shame just in this moment? Remember, even the act of speaking your truth and even admitting that you're feeling shame is a wonderful way to start to reduce its intensity. Remember, shame loves it when we are silent and we hide it away. That only makes it grow. So just giving it a voice is a wonderful way to allow your whole nervous system the opportunity to process it. And then gently open your eyes. We're going to do one final round. Tapping on the karate chop. Repeat after me. Even though I'm still feeling a bit of shame, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though some days I can be triggered, that's okay. I am a human being. Shame is a normal human emotion. And in this moment, I choose to be compassionate to myself. And even though shame is a tough one, I love my body. I love my mind. I am open to the possibility of loving myself once again. Moving to the inner eyebrow point, closing down the eyes, repeat after me. I am the present moment. Outer eyebrow, I am not my past. Underneath the eye, I am not to blame. Underneath the nose, I did nothing wrong. Underneath the mouth, this shame is not mine to carry. Tapping on the chest, I realise that now. Underneath the arm, so I choose to give it back. Tapping on the head, I choose to be compassionate to myself. Inner eyebrow, I am worthy. Outer eyebrow, I am whole. Underneath the eye, I am loved. Underneath the nose, I am lovable. Underneath the mouth, I am good enough. Tapping on the chest, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the arm, I choose to love my authentic self. Tapping on the head, in this moment. Inner eyebrow, I choose to love all that I am. Outer eyebrow, I choose to love and accept myself. Underneath the eye, I choose to love and accept myself. Underneath the nose, I don't need to hide anymore. Underneath the mouth, I choose to be free. Tapping on the chest, I choose to love who I am. Underneath the arm, I choose to love all that I am. Tapping on the head, I am enough. Inner eyebrow, exactly the way that I am. Outer eyebrow, I am enough. Underneath the eye, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the nose, thank you, shame, for guiding me today. Underneath the mouth, I am enough. Tapping on the chest, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the arm, I choose to love and accept myself. Tapping on the head, I choose to love and accept myself. Really good. Place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes. Deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in and letting go. And then for the final time, just checking in with your body. How does your body feel in this moment? With no judgment. And then gently tuning in to your number. Where would your number be now on shame? As you finally begin to show yourself loving kindness, choosing to love and accept who you are. And then take one final deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in and letting go. Well done, everybody. I hope that you have really begun to give yourself some compassion and kindness today, because like I said, shame is a normal human emotion, but when we try to hide and suppress it, it only begins to grow. So be really proud of yourself for doing that tapping process today. I know that it's not easy. I know that it's a tough one to experience, but when you really allow yourself and give, your shame a voice, it's no emotion is bad. We kind of really feel that shame is bad because we intrinsically tie it to the thing that triggered it. But remember that your shame is an emotion. Okay, you are the present moment. You are not your past or whatever situation triggered this shame or whatever happened to you. You are the present moment. And your shame is just a normal human emotion. So remember, you don't have to completely get rid of it like any emotion that we have. You don't need to always feel zero anxiety or zero stress or zero sadness, for example. It's okay. Each one has a spectrum, and all you ever need to do is just reduce its intensity. Thank you so much for watching today, and I can't wait to see you guys again next week. Goodbye.